Alright, welcome back to another episode of Fantasy with Man McMahon. Today we are going to be looking at game week 14 for FPL. So today, look a little bit back at how game week 13 went. It was okay. It wasn't good. Like I was above the average, but it was tough. My risk did not pay off because that Lanzini goal in the 95th minute cost me 9 points. So I was like, well, what are you gonna do about that? So overall not a great week, but like it was serviceable. Like as bad weeks go, it was okay, but still a bad week. So we'll look at game week 13 and talk about what changes I'm making for game week 14 because game week 14 it's a little bit funky. So let's get into it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about game week 13. It was kind of rocky from the beginning because, well, the Tottenham game against Burnley got postponed, so that Son was going to be a major asset for me this week. Just got completely negated. And then Havertz, who was in my starting lineup, he ended up being on the bench the whole time, which is fine because auto subs kicked in. I'll just put the team on screen. So, as you can see at the back, Ramsdale, 7 points, solid. Obviously, Sanchez on my bench got 8 points, but that you can only play one keeper, and I'm not too upset about that. Trent did really well. He got the assist on top of the clean sheet. Manchester City, all they had to do was hold on for like another minute without allowing a goal, and I would have been golden. But Lanzini, 95th minute, I lose 4 points off of Cancelo, 4 points off of Laporte, and a point off Bernardo. It was not good, but it'd be like that sometimes. Janssen and Embuemo were auto subs in for Son and Havertz, and once I saw that Son was definitely not playing and Havertz was starting on the bench, I was praying to the FPL gods that like Tuchel wouldn't sub him in for like 30 minutes at the end of the game, because if that would have been another 4 loss. But bad times, but it kind of got made up for a little bit. Salah did okay. I expected more than just an assist. But can't have it go your way all the time. And then up front, Antonio and Hwang Hee-chan, like all of Wolves was just very disappointed in that Norwich game. And Josh King, thankfully, and he got the penalty to help bring back some just make this week a little not trash, but it was not good. I don't have a whole lot to say about like the team performance this week. It was just disappointing as a whole. Like you had King, Trent, Ramsdale, and I guess Janssen. Those were the not disappointments, in Sanchez, but he's on my bench. So what are you gonna do about that? Oh, man, of course City would let me down. That's what I get for being a United fan. Anyway, enough of talk about this garbage. Let's go look at game week 14. Alright, now that we've addressed game week 13, let's talk about how we're moving forward into game week 14. So first of all, I am making 2 subs for a -4 deduction. We are taking out Antonio and Josh King, and we are bringing in Pookie and Saint-Maximin. I'm liking that Norwich versus Newcastle fixture. I'm hoping it'll bring some goals, because Pookie's been on a decent, like prior to the 0-0 draw against Wolves, and he was also threatening in that. He had a goal in both game week 12 and game week 11, so I'm hoping that he can pick that up. And then Saint-Maximin, he's always a threat to do something cool. And I mean, Norwich, like they've turned it around a little bit in the last few weeks, but like they are still not solid at the back. So hopefully we can get something going there. So let's take a look at the full team. So in net, I am going with Sanchez over Ramsdale. I don't think either are going to be keeping a clean sheet. If they do to either one, fair play. But I think Sanchez has a higher chance of more saves to try and bail that out. Because I don't like making the transfer for a new goalkeeper when it's just like that goalkeeper could just as easily lose the clean sheet. So, Laporte, because of the yellow card he picked up, he is also suspended until game week 15. So we are rocking with a backline of Cancelo, Trent, and Janssen. I don't love the Janssen as in the starting lineup. However, it's a good, like, I also have Son. So, like, if Son doesn't perform, chances are that Janssen will pick up a clean sheet. So, kind of just balances out there. Liverpool are going up against Everton. So, obviously, Salah and Trent are must-haves. I'm playing it risky this week. I'm playing it risky, and I'm captaining Trent instead of Salah. A little bit crazy, a little bit risky, but I don't know. Everton has not been good at scoring. They haven't scored in, I think, 3 weeks. They haven't scored since game week 10. So, like, if this was the week that they chose to finally find their scoring touch, well, it sucks to suck for me, I guess. I'm still rocking with Havertz. It's just a case of I don't think there was anybody else that I would have liked to spend the additional 4 transfer deduction on. And he's going against Watford, so if he plays, it should be a good matchup. And he didn't play on the weekend, so maybe he'll get the game during the week. We'll see. City against Villa, so like Cancelo, Bernardo. Like that's pretty bog standard. Like, how can you not take City assets? And they're going against Villa. That being said, they did also kind of not do great against West Ham, only 2-1. Yeah, and then up front, we already talked about Pookie and St. Maximin. I'm still rocking with Hwang, just because it's Burnley, and if, assuming this game actually happens, it doesn't get canceled because of snow again, like, this is a game that Wolves should be able to run the show. However, that was the case with Norwich, but, I mean, I still like I still like the fixture for Wolves, and I think Hwang could have good opportunities. So it's just a case of, if people don't play, maybe Havertz, if he gets rested again, who knows. But we have got Embuemo as my first sub, and then Valentino Livramento as my second sub. Yeah, it's a tough call for me between Ramsdale and Sanchez. It's just, I do think that Ramsdale has a higher chance of keeping the clean sheet. However, I don't think it's a good chance either way. Like, relative to Sanchez, it's good, but I like, United should be winning that game. Like, there is no, like, if they just drew against Chelsea, you should be beating Arsenal. Emphasis on the should, because United hasn't done a lot of things they should have done this year. So yeah. This is one of the, like, last week was not great, and I didn't want to, like, get too reactionary with it. And now, of course, that I've transferred out Antonio, he's going to get a hat trick against Sanchez, because that's the way it works. That's the way my FPL luck goes. Yeah, it's not great, but we'll see what happens. Expect both a hat trick from both Josh King and Mikel Antonio this game week. Oh, why does Fantasy Premier League hate me? Alright, so that about does it for me for this episode of Fantasy Premier League. If you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If I was able to help you make your decision with your team, yeah, happy to be of service. So if I'm not mistaken, like, that should be back Thursday, Friday for game week 15. But yeah, hopefully your game week goes well. And if it doesn't, hope you at least enjoy the games, because got some interesting matchups, and I'm hoping for some action, hoping to see some high scoring fixtures, because like it should be, there should be some offensive firepower just going off this week, especially considering that we've got the Merseyside derby. Oh, it should be good. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, and peace.